Testing. Testing.
Capcom Fighting Collection.
Testing. Okay, we on. We on, everybody. What's up, guys? This is my annual. I do this almost every year, I think. I did it last year. Last year I was playing Batman. I was gonna buy a game just to do like my yearly movie review thing I do every year. But I couldn't find a game I really wanted to play, and I've been working my ass off, and I don't feel like getting into a game right now, if I'm being honest, which sounds kind of lame. But I have been playing Darkstalkers, which is kind of like a spooky, like fun Halloween game. I don't know. So that's what I chose for this year. Last year I was playing Batman around this time, and I think I just cut out Batman and just put a picture of a pumpkin on, so you can hear me playing Batman while I'm talking about like last year's horror movies on here, which is kind of funny. Nobody watches this shit though, so I think I get like three views a video now. We got a couple people watching. What's up, guys? I'm gonna talk about some movies. Honestly, this is gonna be quick. It's been kind of a shit year as far as horror movies go, so I'm gonna post up a link really quick. Hold on. You can join in on the conversation if you want to. Or don't. I don't care. Okay, link is up. Alright. Feel free to talk at me. Or don't. The option is yours. Hello? Hello? Alright. Let's get into it. Let's talk about our movies. It's our annual horror movie review. Which one should I play? These are Japanese only. Let's do these.
Vampire Hunter 2, Darkstalkers Revenge.
Man, I'm not comfortable. I was playing Foursquare today at work. With some little kids, and my body hurts so bad. I'm only 36 and I feel like I'm dying. I literally feel like I'm dying right now. Why is this called Dirty Secret? What does that mean? Alright. Gosh. Do I even need to have the head? Can I just do this? Can you guys hear me if I wear it like this? Do I even need to have the head? Can I just do this? Can you guys hear me if I wear it like this? Ooh, yeah, you guys can hear me just fine. Hi, everybody. Okay, this year, 2023, has been kind of a joke as far... Oh, wrong button. Kind of a joke as far as, like, horror movies go, if I'm being honest. And I know there's somebody out there that could argue with me. Maybe I just did a bad job of finding the right horror movie. There's a possibility of that. I'm pretty good at, like... I don't know if I'm gonna be able to hear. If you guys notice, I don't talk a lot on these game streams anymore. I don't know if it's the angle I have my room at. I don't know what the fuck. Is it choosing for me? Let's go turbo. Gosh dang it. I'm not gonna be able to do this. I'm gonna have to quit. I'm gonna have to quit this video. Who's the kitty cat girl? Jeez. Who's the kitty cat girl? Jeez. Whatever. Hopefully you guys can hear me while I do this. Alright. The first movie that comes to mind, I'm gonna save for last, because it might be my favorite horror movie of the year. So. Maybe a fighting game wasn't a good idea while doing a movie review. We'll go with the second movie that comes to mind. And honestly, I do reviews of movies that I watch, and I had to look through my reviews on Facebook. Because I do reviews, like, with my... Oh, I forgot about this. I do reviews, like, on Facebook just for my friends, and they're more recommendations than anything. So I don't really talk about stuff I didn't like, you know? But the first review that came to mind, as I just clarified, and I'm clarifying a second time for no reason, on Facebook was Evil Dead Rise. I was excited for Evil Dead Rise. It wasn't bad, but it was. If that's the movie of the year, I'm pissed. You know what I mean? It was just another Evil Dead sequel. Got her. If that's the movie of the year, I don't know, man. Like, I love the Evil Dead remake. Evil Dead remake 10 years ago was probably my movie of the year, easily. It's so good. And it caught me off guard because I was one of those people that's like, why are you remaking this? But they did a solid remake. To me, a good remake is going to have the things I like about the original while doing its own new thing, which I don't think that's an easy line to walk. But I think it helped that the producers were the original makers of the movie. The original Darkstalkers is such a pain in the ass. I was streaming that the other night, and I sucked at it. I suck at this too, but I think I have it on easy or something. I don't know. It'll catch up. Don't worry. As I progress in this game, it will catch up to me. Okay. So Evil Dead Rise was like. It was just it was a sequel to a remake, you know what I mean? Like, it was more of that kind of, like, intensity. I feel like Evil Dead's done. I feel like they did a fine job completing that run of movies. There was 3 of them, and then there was 3 seasons of the show, and I feel like that show really, it did its own thing. It was really fun. Morgan's gonna get me, huh? Ooh, blonde Morgan. Darkstalkers is one of my favorite fighting games, by the way. Just so you know. Obviously, because there's a bunch of monsters in it. The only problem is I need to talk, and I don't know why I do this to myself. Okay. How do I review Evil Dead like a month and a half later, or like 6 months later? I'm so tired right now, too. Evil Dead Rise. Here's what I liked about it. They did a new thing. They told a new story. With that setup, they had the Necronomicon. They had a whole new like story. My complaint about the movie, and it's not a huge joke because it's not a terrible movie. It was fun. It was advertised as being in an urban environment. It's not in an urban environment. It takes place in an apartment, and it is very claustrophobic and cramped in this little apartment. They did not make an urban Evil Dead. It doesn't matter that it was in the city. That apartment could have been in a small town. It wouldn't matter. If you're telling me that you're making Evil Dead in a city, fucking make it in a city. Do Hellraiser 3. Even if the last 15 minutes are just the monsters running amok in a city, fucking do that. Jason Takes Manhattan. You got Jason walking around Manhattan. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't an Evil Dead in a city. It was an Evil Dead in an apartment. You know what I mean? So, whatever. Yeah. That's my only complaint about that movie. It was a fun sequel. They could do another one, I guess. And it is something they could... If they're going to continue to do sequels, I agree that they should leave the originals alone. Don't try and imitate Ash. If you are going to imitate Ash, you need a brand new character in order to properly imitate Ash. Make your own new cool character. which they kind of did with the main girl in the new Evil Dead. But like, I need somebody a little more tongue in cheek. You know what I mean? Like, she was a little too. There's too much depth to her. Like, it needs to just be like Ash. Ash is a stupid buffoon who has no business being a hero, but he is the hero of the story, right? So they didn't do it wrong, in my opinion. They just advertised it weird. I would have gotten Alvarez back too, the guy who did the Evil Dead remake. I would have tried to talk him into doing a sequel. I would have paid him or something like. And his idea was to have those characters have a relationship with Ash in some way. Those characters. I don't know if that would have been the right move. I think I'm okay with just leaving that as a remake. But that remake also can work as a sequel if you think about it. So, whatevs. I have a feeling if they do another sequel, they'll go back to the woods and they'll find a cabin or something. And I don't think that's the right direction either. I do like a new direction with that story. If you have to do sequels to Evil Dead. To be fair, that movie was fucked up and very violent towards children. And moms. It was like Evil Dead for the family. Evil Dead meets the Goonies. Dude. Isabel's such a... Is it because he's English? Okay, next movie. It's gonna piss some of my friends off because I love these movies, by the way. I switched from, usually during the summer I have Shudder TV to watch Joe Bob Briggs. I love Joe Bob. I switched over to Screambox for a brief moment because Ted Nicolaus' Subspecies V Bloodlines finally came out. It's been 23 years since we've gotten a Subspecies movie, I believe, right? Maybe longer. I think the last Subspecies was 1999 or 2000. It was a long time ago. And for some reason, they decided to do a prequel, which is kind of weird. I was a little nervous. I remember I talked to Charles Band. He personally told me that they're doing Subspecies 5 years ago. I think I was talking to the main chick, Denise Duff. I hope I'm saying things right now. I'm so tired. The beautiful lady in Subspecies 2 through 5 now. I think it's Denise Duff, right? How embarrassing. Yep. The beautiful Denise Duff. I was talking to Denise Duff, and Charles Band piped in and was like, yo, we're making Subspecies 5, and Denise Duff is going to be in it. And I got really excited. This was like 5 years ago, maybe longer. Anyways, they finally got it done. And I don't remember saying a lot when I reviewed this movie. Subspecies is Subspecies. Either you know what it is or you don't, you know? It was like a lot of missed opportunities. And I realized, you know, they're making like low budget movies. No budget movies, really. But it was like... I feel like every scene with vampires, there's like vampires like sucking blood out of women with no shirts on. And it was like every scene. There was like, I think 6 women like without their shirts on having their blood drank. It's kind of gross. I don't know. It wasn't as bad as Vampire Journals, but it wasn't as good as, I think the last one was Bloodstorm, right? Subspecies 4 is fucking great. Like, I like all those movies. I love Subspecies 2 and 3 are where it's at. And I think it's funny because I'd say the same for Puppet Masters. Puppet Master 2 and 3, Charles Band was at his, you know, he was hitting his sweet spot with the movies. I don't know what my dogs are barking at. Anyways. Was that it? that's all I had. Was there another movie? Hold on. Let me look at my Facebook again because my memory ain't working at this particular moment in time. I think that's all I got, guys. Everything else is not horror. I recently picked up Giuseppe Makes a Movie, which was about Giuseppe Andrews and his filmmaking, which is awesome. I talked about Hannibal, which, 23 years late to the game on that. I talked about Queen of the Damned. Wow, this movie didn't age well at all. I don't recall being overly impressed with it when it originally came out, but I had forgotten just how cringe this movie actually is. It's like a 12-year-old girl decided to write a vampire story with absolutely zero taste and only used the internet for research in 2002. Queen of the Damned is like MTV from 20 years ago turned into a vampire. This movie took what Interview with the Vampire did well and didn't do any of that. Queen of the Damned forced Anne Rice not to allow any further film adaptations of her writing. Although Anne Rice lived an additional 19 years after its release, I firmly believe this is what led to her death. Movies such as Queen of the Damned paved the way for bullshit like Twilight. It led to almost a decade of absolute garbage. People say the war in Iraq was caused by 9/11. I think maybe it was a result of Queen of the Damned. Which is such a bad joke because 9/11 happened before. It doesn't matter. I'm hilarious. Yeah, it's like all the movie releases, the movies that were released this year was like The Flash, the Beast Wars movie. Was it Rise of the Beasts or whatever? I've never even sat down for a Transformers movie until Rise of the Beasts. I love Beast Wars, but yeah, I don't know what the fuck I was watching. How do I say this? Sisu? 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 That was fucking cool. That was a fun movie. That might be my favorite movie that came out this year. Holy shit. I talked about Cell, which is a very old movie. Almost 20 years old. I did like I'm a Virgo. That wasn't really horror, but it was weird. I saw Children of Men for the first time this year, and that was enjoyable. Extraction 2, a sequel to a forgettable action movie from 6 years ago. Children of the Corn 3. My favorite Children of the Corn has to be Children of the Corn 3, Urban Harvest. I could explain more, but that's just a great thing to post on here as is. That is a great movie, and I think I did that as a response to the Children of the Corn movie that came out this year. I don't really have anything to say about it, to be honest with you. Bro, that's it. There's your movie review for 2020. Your horror movie review. I saw 65. I don't really consider that a horror movie, though. That was more of an action movie. It wasn't bad. It was just 65. Did Cocaine Bear come out this year, or did that come out last year? Cocaine Bear. Okay, so we have Cocaine Bear. I don't have much to say about Cocaine Bear. Rest in peace, Ray Liotta, I guess. Not because of Cocaine Bear, though. That's for damn sure. We have Scream 6. That was the one I was forgetting. Yeah. That's a movie I guess I could talk about. And then we'll wrap this shit up. Scream 6 was much better than Scream 5. But Scream 5 was one of the most insulting movies I've ever seen. I don't think Scream was anything sacred, but I think, considering Scream 4 was Wes Craven's final movie, considering I have respect for Wes Craven, the people who made that movie had some balls, man. Scream 4 was great. Scream 4 is actually my favorite Scream. So to go from Scream 4, which kind of did a new thing, they did a remake. Scream 5 was it about reboots? And if it's about reboots, what's Scream 6 about? Franchises? I don't know. I've only watched it once and I wasn't impressed with it. It was better. Here's my thing with Scream 6. I'm gonna lose. Fuck you! I got him! That was close. Yeah. Okay, these fucking movies, man. Okay. Scream 1 is a great movie. I think most horror fans have accepted Scream as a fun movie. It's a meta thing, something enjoyable. It did spark a bunch of awful, like, I Know What You Did Last Summer, My Bloody Valentine bullshit. Um, After. And even, like, Scary Movie is obnoxious. I like Scary Movie kind of, just because of the time period it came out. I was, like, a young guy, but fuck. Scream is still a good movie. It pays tribute to older slasher movies, and it was fun because in the 90s we weren't getting a lot of that anymore. We had like Shocker and a bunch of Halloween sequels that weren't very good, but are still fun in their own way. Uh, the 80s were great for horror movies. In the 90s, there's good horror movies in the 90s, but it was just weird time period. I feel like Scream paved the way for these crappy like teen horror movies, but those crappy teen horror movies led to people getting pissed off and making really good slashers in the early 2000s. There's a handful of great slashers that came out in that whole decade up to like 2010. Anyways, Scream 2 was stupid. It was all right. I mean, there's cool things in Scream 2. You either love it or hate it, I guess. Scream 3 is absolute fucking garbage. I was done. By the time Scream 3 came out, I was over it. It was whatever, you know. I think I was like, I don't remember what year that shit came out. I was almost done with high school. I was like, whatever, to Scream, you know. They did Scream 4, and I think that was like, it was right before Wes Craven passed away, and it was really good. It was a solid. They had an opening. There was a ton of remakes coming out, so Wes Craven was like, let's make fun of remakes, and he basically remade Scream, and he turned it on its head. He did something clever, something that you didn't fully, you know, suspect. At first, you're kind of like, what is this fucking movie? By the end, you're like, all right, Wes Craven, that was fun. Scream 5 does not do this in any sort of way whatsoever. Scream 5 is worse than Scream 3 to me. I could put the two together and say they're both piles of shit. And I hate this phrase, but Scream 3 was at least part of something. And they started like they're making a movie of Scream. And they got extra, you know, whatever. Scream 5 is fucking terrible. Terrible movie. I could go more into it, but we're not talking. That came out last year, I think, and that pissed me off last year. Scream 6 had this opportunity, and they did turn it on. Spoilers, if you haven't seen Scream 6, who cares? They kind of like alluded to the idea of having more than just two killers. If you're going to do that, why wouldn't you have like 20 fucking killers? Why wouldn't you have a cult of killers, bring Matthew Lillard back, have him be the leader of the cult? You fucked it up. You played it too smooth. Maybe they're saving that idea for Scream 7. I don't care at this point. And you have the main girl as the daughter of the killer from the first movie. Let's do something more with that. She kind of like kills people and stuff, and you can make her a good guy, and that's cool. Have her fucking kill like 20 people. Like, you can make them bad guys, and you can still have her be a good guy. Have her go crazy. Give her a chainsaw. Let's have some carnage. It's the 6th movie. Maybe they're saving it for 7. I don't know. But you're in an urban situation. Like, oh fuck, they kind of, and nobody dies in that movie. Literally everybody they kill in that movie ends up surviving at the end. I think like one person dies, and they're not even a character from whatever. Okay, so we've got Subspecies 5. We've got I already forgot because I care less. Oh, Cocaine Bear, Scream 6, Evil Dead. Out of those 4 movies, Evil Dead Rise was like the coolest thing I saw. It was something kind of new, but it's still a sequel. Yeah. So hopefully some of you guys have found better horror movies than I did this year, because those were the things I watched. And I'm not even really like, Halloween's my favorite holiday. I'm not seeing a whole lot of things coming out at this moment. I just watched my 5th horror movie to talk about would be Pet Semetary Bloodlines. Not really worth talking about, man. It wasn't very good. I don't know what happened with horror this year. So to end this all, I've saved best for last. I might mess up the title. It's a Korean movie. It's called Project Wolf Hunting. I don't even know if it came out this year. I saw it this year. I believe it came out on DVD recently. It might have been last year. It doesn't matter. It's the movie I'm choosing for best movie. Am I at the end of this game? No, I beat this guy. I get to fight the final boss. I'm getting tired. Oh shit. Fuck, dude. Project Wolf Hunting. It was this crazy fucking Frankenstein movie that kind of worked like from dusk till dawn. It reminded me of that setup. Hold on, I gotta fuck this guy up. Or not. Wow. Finally got my ass kicked. Okay. It has this setup. You have these ex-cons who are being transferred. I think they're like refugees in the Philippines and they belong in prison in Korea. So this ship is taking them back, right? And they're all on this boat and shit goes bad and the ex-cons are going to escape. They're going to get out of this situation. They're not going to prison. You have these like hardcore gangsters on this boat. They're like dangerous people. They fuck up all the cops, all the shit's going crazy, and you're really invested. It's good. It's like a really good action movie, right? Well, on the ship there is this thing, and he is a freak monster thing. And he's very much a Frankenstein type monster. He's being kept alive with science stuff, and there's this really cool setup. I'm kind of fucking ruining the movie right now. Go watch Project Wolf Hunting. This is the best thing I saw this year. And that Sisu, that was great too. But Project Wolf Hunting, I don't want to ruin it. This monster is on the ship and kind of go from there. The first half of the movie is the criminals taking over the ship. The last half is them dealing with this thing on the ship. It kind of goes off the rails towards the end. But it worked. It was a really solid horror movie. I really enjoyed it. I liked it a lot, actually. Kind of made me just want to go pop it in and watch it again. I wish I had more to talk about. I feel like last year I had some cooler movies to talk about. It was a lot. Last year was a lot of like treading over things that already exist, like the Munsters and shit. But like Barbarian was fucking great. I know a lot of my more hardcore horror fan friends are like, Barbarian wasn't that good. I don't care what they think. Barbarian was fantastic. Barbarian was so fucking good. Caught me off guard. I had no idea what it was about. I just played the fucking movie. Loved every second of Barbarian. So good. Complete chaos. Just wacky stuff. So I liked this weird Korean movie that my wife and I saw on a preview to it on another DVD, and we just ordered it because it looked fun. So Project Wolf Hunting. If you haven't heard of that, look it up. It was like $10 on Amazon. Get it. Movie of the year, I guess. I don't even know if that's a 2023 movie. If I have to choose from those other five, like I said, I guess Evil Dead Rise. That doesn't feel like a movie of the year, though. Like, that's upsetting to me that is the best movie of 2023. I get whatever. I love Evil Dead, so I guess I'll give it to that. I got nothing else, guys. So to end this, I just watched Candyman, the original Candyman, the other night. That was fun. It's a great movie, great atmosphere. Talked about Candyman before. One of my all-time favorite horror movies. Intelligent, fun, good movie. If I could make a movie like Candyman one day, I would die a happy man. What? We watched... Oh, my wife and I have been watching... my wife had never seen the show Penny Dreadful. Fucking love Penny Dreadful. I've only watched the series one time. There's only 3 seasons. You can watch it on... I believe it's on Prime. Paramount, maybe? Great show. Yeah, it's on Paramount because it's Showtime. Great show. One of the best shows I've ever watched. It has a beginning, a middle, and an end. They didn't overstay their welcome. Solid fucking show. Like, I love Penny Dreadful. If you guys don't know what Penny Dreadful is, It was when they were first like publishing books for like the working class people. Like before 1850, people weren't like reading like we do now. They weren't reading for enjoyment if they were lucky to even see a book. You know what I mean? So they started doing these pamphlets, and they were called penny dreadfuls. They cost a penny, and it would be like stories like Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, Dracula. So this show takes all that source material and turns it on its head. Like Frankenstein. Frankenstein's monsters are characters on a show. Dorian Gray, Dracula, there's vampires, there's werewolves, there's mad science. Like it's such a cool show. There's witches, scary ass fucking witches. Fun show. It's a little sleazy. I don't recommend you watch it with the babies, but you can definitely watch it with the missus or the mister. Fun show, very fun. And if you're into like old school, like I love Hammer horror, I love Universal, and I love like Frankenstein's like my favorite monster. So Frankenstein's monster is my favorite monster. Shit like that is fun, and I like that gothic like old school horror. You know what I mean? So we've been watching Penny Dreadful, but this shit came out years ago. So like I'm just watching old movies lately, and I don't know if it's because I'm getting old and I'm out of touch, but I don't feel like there was like a horror movie that kind of like I said last year, Barbarian fucking caught me off guard. I loved it. It was so good. Um, Prey was fun. The Predator movie that came out last year was great. It was like a Disney princess fighting the Predator. It was fun. And there was some other shit. I know Halloween Ends came out last year. That was terrible. Those Bloomhouse. Is that Bloom? Did Bloomhouse do that? They I don't know what these horror movies are. I honestly, I think the biggest horror movie that I can think of that's come out recently was the 10th Saw movie. The fuck? That's not what. Whatever. Maybe next year will be better. I don't know. So there's my horror movie review of 2023. Thank you guys for watching. I'm dead. My werewolf died on the final battle. I would like to wish you all a very happy Halloween. Check out on Friday, Charlie, Chloe's, and my first movie for Space Dog Maniacs will be premiering probably later in the day on Friday. Check it out. Gonna be fun. It's called Monster in the Closet. Check it out. Alright, goodbye.